they're still lacking some form of good control here. Just more lockdown. Even though you have Spirit Breaker on your team, it's really just Spirit Breaker and then like Fortune's End, and that's it.
Yeah.
So something else would be nice for them here. And they have a good lineup to dive in on the enemy. So probably going to be a pretty aggressive hero to play this high tempo.
Definitely taking the time trying to figure this out. It's going to be Keeper of the Light. So not necessarily, I mean, you can get that Ignitis eventually to be able to help lock people down, but...
It's nothing to say Spirit Breaker then, because they pick the planet Coddle, so they get some control from that, and definitely plays very, very well with high tempo. They have some good heroes to Chakra. Chakra Spirit Breaker with the charge can be really, really good as well later on when you get the cooldown reduction going with Aghanims and Octarine. This is an interesting draft, and LGD kind of breaking the mold of their, I say they usually don't go very niche in their drafts. They're usually very, methodical and structured, and their drafts typically don't have a big weakness. I would say this is breaking that. They're going kind of fun here, doing something different for game number 2.
Yeah, and it looks like it is going to be FCR in the offline with the Necrophos, so it'll be the mid Pangolier facing off with NothingToSay.
Yeah, I think that's better lanes for LGD though, and again, that's why I'm not really sold on the Pango nowadays, because the hero is kind of deadlocked to mid. Big reason why is because of the mana costs. The mana cost increases made it hard to offlane him. He needs bottle refills, and yeah, it's not going to be that easy for him if you send him anywhere else. Okay,
so taking a look at both these drafts, what is the activation timing for each of them, right? Because a very skirmishy lineup from both. A little bit more in terms of cooldowns on the side of Keystars, right? Because you need to have that God Strength. You need to have, the ultimates running. What are we thinking?
I think Keystars, they can fight pretty heavily with 4 heroes and let Sven just farm up in jungle and wait for him to come in. He doesn't really want to join for a lot of fights until he has some big items. He wants the Silver Edge in this game in particular against Bristleback. He probably needs to have a BKB, and he will want to have a Blink Dagger to jump the Oracle. So he needs a lot of items. He's going to be farming away. The question is, how much can the 4 other heroes do with this Coddle last pick? Because Coddle is great at stopping the push of Necro. Just sit there and blast down. So we'll see if LGD found a good answer to the setup that Vivo had.
My other question too is, so we've got Costa's going to be farming on then. Do they have the to put the pressure down on this Bristleback, right? Because he is the one that you need to slow down on the side of LGD. You don't want him to get that Aghanim Scepter too early. You don't want the lane to run away, especially when you have something as powerful as a Keeper of the Light and a Bristle.
I got good news, Moxie. They went for a level 1 smoke.
Thank
They didn't go without it. I mean, throwback to last game. That
well,
was.
Let's see if they can make it work, though, right? Because
you don't even need to do that much. It's just you don't get punished the way they did last game. That was 100% avoidable with the smoke. The enemy wouldn't have the intel. But yeah, they get some nice wards placed here, just running in. And we kind of don't really see teams running into each other to fight here. Keystars are pretty strong level 1. LGD have a decent level 1, but not strong enough that they want to, play for all runes, it looks like.
It's a fairly deep sentry ward over there on the side.
That's too, yeah, this is a tactical sentry. This sentry will be spotted when the creeps walk by, and it's going to make the first creep wave go under tower. It's pretty high tech, so we'll see it in action when the first creep wave comes in. It's a very nifty strat. I haven't seen too many teams use it. Of course, you pay a little bit of gold, but yeah, it's not super common.
We went from them not wanting to buy a smoke to them buying a smoke and then also using their sentry ward to. All right. Maybe Vivo Keystars, they're activated. They're all business mode now. We'll end up getting a split on the runes, but
they're also, here we see the creeps. They spot the ward. It takes a little bit of time here. This little bit of time for the creep wave is going to make it so that the creeps are going to go under tower. And look at Keystars not body blocking their own creeps. They want them to die under tower. Also offlaning the Sven here, saying that they don't want to lane the Necro against Weaver. I think is the most important part in that. And Necro wants to be against Bristle.
Well, now that they have the gates too, it does make it a little bit easier to make these rotations and changes with the lanes.
Yeah, so bottom lane is gonna at least definitely pull back. They also block the small camp, so Unless he gets that removed quickly, it's not going to be available for 1 minute.
So how do we feel about this rotation to have Costa in the bottom lane against Weaver?
I think it's good. I mean, it's a little bit weird to have the carry be on the off lane, but I think it's preferable to the alternative. Weaver would have too easy of a time against the Necro, and if you have Necro, you want to pair him against the Bristle. It's a good matchup.
With the change of the map too, is it still as bad as it used to be? You know, like we talk about them having to be extremely aggressive usually when you run an aggressive off lane, but is it a little bit more forgiving now with these other camps?
It's okay. It's pretty much like normal. Like offlaning the carry, it's usually not preferable. It's a little bit awkward for him, but the hero matchup matters more. So far, we see some shenanigans happening here top as Planet realizes the lane is not really favorable close to the enemy tower, pulls it back, puts it in a good spot for New.
So what is the lane that you want to focus on? Which one needs to be the most successful? Is it still just, you know, this middle lane, making sure that they get these level 6s online, start putting down the pain early, or?
I think the importance is going to be the rotations to the side lanes, and in particular, New, how good of a game is he going to have on this Bristle? Early levels can be pretty fine, but once Necro gets a few levels going, then it becomes more difficult. So we'll see how the FCR Necro can do against this. On paper, it's a good matchup, but so far, Bristle is CSing really well.
Definitely feels like he hasn't been struggling, and part of that can be said because of, you know, Planet being able to go pull some of these creeps over.
Also, chakra spam is nice, gets extra quill stacks very quickly, and now even going behind and farming the enemy pull along with the creeps. This is very good for him.
CR trying to just push him away a little bit. What do they do in this situation on the side of Keystars? Like, what's the best solution?
I mean, it's tricky. Earth Spirit +5 is a little bit weird to play, or like playing from the safe lane role. I think early attention towards the bounty runes and the water runes can be a big thing. And Earth Spirit rotations towards mid can be pretty devastating. A TPN and a roll.
Did see King Jingles was trying to pull some of these creeps over. Does manage to snap up the bounty rune. A little bit of a fight with Why You Smile. But yeah, Neo is having a great time right now. 22 and 2 CS currently. Costa's struggling in this bottom lane. Do have a rotation. Do a Stormhammer follow-up over onto Shiro with the slow. We'll force him to Shikuchi away.
Yeah, this is where Weaver is very hard for him to kill, though. Their supports do not kill Weaver that easily. And sure, Sven has a stun, but Weaver just shrugs it off, runs away. He's still full HP, basically, so...
Is it better to have the aggressive try down here to try to get Costa, you know, these CSs? I say that. They do have a nice setup, though. Why You Smile? Not going to be quite as survivable as this Weaver. Let's get a little bit more damage in their final hit. It will go to Costa. So, you know, talk about this aggressive try lane. I wasn't sure if it was, you know, to help him farm or to help get kills, but it feels like, you know, the Necro's okay top on his own.
Yeah, I think Earth Spirit always looks towards making moves and doesn't want to be stationary in how he plays.
He's all right. He's all right. He still has a bottle charge and a fairy fire, but he's taking some tower shots there for a moment.
A little bit of damage. This mid Spirit Breaker, by the way, is so nice to play now with the extra damage on Bash. The change made it so that already with level 4 Greater Bash and...
Ooh, the rotation into the mid lane over onto NothingToSay. And that's going to be Analog getting himself a kill.
That's exactly what we were discussing, that Earth Spirit wants to make these moves towards mid lane perhaps, or moves to other lanes, and he's finding a good amount of rotations here. First getting the Oracle and now getting this kill as well.
Now, I like the fact that they're making these rotations. I feel like it's very much needed, but I'm also concerned that they're not putting the pressure on Neo. Because I feel like Neo is the one that, you know, you said it has to be activated, it has to get that Ag Scepter going. And it's nice that they're making these moves, but are they giving him too much space?
I think he's going to have to be the target for Pango as early as possible here. You can't really do anything about him with just Shadow Demon and Earth Spirit in mid. Look at NothingToSay. He's just intimidating him here.
I mean, he's got pretty much full health right now. Getting closer to that level 6, though. Analog should have it in the next creep that dies. Unless it gets denied. As there's a little skirmish between Kingrd and Planet off to the side. Charge in, coming out from NothingToSay, not level 6 just yet. Do you have the level 6 online for Pango? No mana, though, for the time being. So 6-minute room is going to be important. King Jungles is here. They're making the rotation with Kingrd. They want to make sure that he is not going to be able to do anything. And there's another tip going out here.
Nice to have your, you may not have a Coddle on your team, but King Jungle, he's there, you know, ready with the Mango delivery and the clarity as well for himself to keep him topped off on mana.
Oh, look at these stacks. Oh, baby.
Yeah,
Planet taking care of the jungle.
That's some absurd stack, and that's going to ramp up the Bristol's farm a lot if he gets to clear that. They do get vision on it now.
Got a haste rune picked up on Analog. He's got the mana now. Running towards this bottom area, wanting to put pressure onto YU Small and Shiro. Shiro already using the Shikuchi. This could go in their favor. It's Analog cutting through. It's going to get held into place thanks to YU Smile. And it also just removes that haste, which is very, very nice. So Analog probably going to just back off from this.
I think they can easily hold this tower here with Oracle's positioning right now and Weaver. They can defend this, so that's a little bit of a stretched move where you don't get anything as Pango, and always feels bad to just run there and back again without any payoff.
Would it have been better for him to activate that Rolling Thunder earlier before they could purge off the haste rune, or do you think it was just a little too risky?
I don't think they could commit it there. Wouldn't really get a kill.
They're trying to put pressure on you, over, but
There's still 3 big creeps there with FCR, so slowing down a little bit the farm at least.
Underneath the ward. This is looking very spooky for him. He's going to try to use that Stormhammer. He's held into place with the Fortune's End. In comes Analog. He's a little late, though. Not going to be able to use that Rolling Thunder to keep him alive.
Meanwhile, 1-for-1 on the XP runes, and Bristleback just kind of threatening back the Necro, but he's happy to take these Magic Stick charges, too.
Got 8 stacks of Warpath here. It's going to be difficult. They need to rotate someone else. I'd like to see the Pango rotate top, would you?
He doesn't really threaten so much until he has Diffu is the thing. And Pango, he's just underfarmed right now. He's not looking too big on mid. Both mids are pretty starved with the rotations earlier, shutting down the Spirit Breaker too.
A little bit of pressure being placed onto Planet. Does have to be careful though, because they have you nearby. Planet taking pretty low. The fault to use the scythe, but not going to be able to do the damage thanks to YU Smile. Rotating top. Kingrd will indeed die. As FCR in an awkward position now. Just going to back off. They have the Pango. Analog's coming in hot now. He's got himself a double damage that's been just bottled up. Won't connect over onto YU Smile, but doesn't feel like he really wants to do this. They're lacking just that lockdown that is needed to continue that.
LGD just staying disciplined, not going too far out into that chase, and that's a role committed very hopefully, you know, wishing that they will walk in, but they had a ward that spotted him, so that high ground ward, seeing the Pango, kind of kept him safe there.
He just clears the stack so fast. That's so much gold that he's getting from this, and he's just being uncontested on it too.
Yeah, he's the most farmed hero in the game right now, and in my personal opinion, I think that Bristleback is the most important hero to shut down in any game where Bristleback is picked, pretty much. So this is bad news for Vivo Keystars. They are moving over. They're trying. They don't want to let him. They're going to be sad to see that the Ancients are already cleared.
Too late. They could make moves on Analog. They would be careful. He does not have that Rolling Thunder up. Charge is coming in with the Solar Bind. Knock him around and take him down.
That's a quick, easy kill there, and NothingToSay really needed this as well for his own game on Spirit Breaker, getting something, finally getting a rotation. He does have the face boots in level 8 now, so he can already, I think, one-shot creep waves with level 3. Maybe he needs 4 on Charge of Darkness, but the 5% buff really made this hero stronger.
Again, I'm still concerned, like, again, they made these rotations. Ooh, FCR top lane. Gonna try to teleport over, keep him alive just a little bit longer, King Jungles, with the disruption. Will allow him to teleport away, but you still have these 3 heroes in this top lane.
He may have survived the TP base there, but before you have travels or anything, it feels really bad to have to run all the way from your fountain as a Necro. It's not as bad as dying, perhaps, but he didn't TP to somewhere else on the map, so he's got a journey to make now.
Shield Ring picked up by Analog. Looks like they are going to try to defend this top tower. I'm a little scared just because Nia, again, seems very, very powerful at this time. Has himself already the point booster. I think he's got the Ogre Axe coming out right now. Or no.
More than halfway, yeah. He's closing in on that Aghanims. It's going to be a beautiful timing. It looks like 6k net worth minute 10 is a really good score. And meanwhile, LGD kind of playing the lanes, you know, Spirit Breaker sitting mids, making sure that doesn't push too much. And Weaver, pretty uncontested on bottom. He's 0-0-0 right now, but he's free farming on Shiro.
Little pressure being placed over to this mid lane. Gonna threaten from Nothing to Say with the Nether Strike. Just start
Don't
pulling
want to
it
jump
back.
him when he charges.
Looks-
Oh, not gonna go though.
It's not gonna buy it. Over on the side though, Planet taking a lot of damage from these creeps. Try to use that blinding light. A nice play coming out from Wise Smile. We'll keep him alive a little bit longer as he navigates around the side. Kingrd in an awkward position, as is Analog. He's got the Rolling Thunder. They're trying to go through here, but doesn't look like he's gonna be able to finish anyone up. Maybe he gets himself planted. There's the opening, but on the back lines, that FCR, he's gonna try to use the scythe, almost managing to finish off Shiro. It's so close, he needs just a little bit more damage, and those two managed to find it. FCR gonna try to teleport away, not gonna be able to manage though. He will end up dying as now Analog running away from Nothing to Say. They're high-fiving each other on the way out, but looks like he will survive as Sven puts pressure onto this bottom tower.
It's a good kill on the Weaver before he finishes his Lincolns as well. Getting that kill while the Sven is free farming. A little bit of a win for Keepstars there. It looked like it might almost work out even better for LGD if the Weaver managed to run away, but the last attack there from Necro, just enough thanks to the dust.
Still felt a little clunky. Analog gonna fight with Nothing to Say. The Invis though will get picked up by the Spirit Breaker, and Costa having to be a bit careful because it's gonna walk right into Nothing to Say.
He does have help nearby though. He has the Pango and the Shadow Demon in the territory, so he's fine enough. Just gonna go back and keep farming some of these stacks that his team has made for him. And Sven doing Sven things, just clearing out jungle really, really fast. He's got his Echo Saber just now coming out together with the Master Madness. Still though, 400 gold, and then the Aghanims is online on the Bristle, and that's when he can burst people. It's insane the amount of damage that you do just running up and pressing Bristle back to someone.
I'm curious what the plan is once he gets this Ags for the side of Keepstars, because it is such a huge power spike, like you're saying. How do you deal with this?
I think the biggest spike is right when he gets the shard as well. So in 2 minutes from now, if he manages to farm up 1,400 gold, then that would be absolutely absurd for him. And
I love
then
how you say if. It's pretty much, I feel like he's gonna have it.
he probably will. You know, it was an if because he still needed 750 GPM for those 2 minutes. But looking at the way the game is played, he probably will have it.
There it is. There's the Ags completed. It's gonna start squilling everywhere. Kingrd here, so's FCR. They're looking to make this play. Shiro, though, also in position. Kingrd gonna be forced to try to roll. Isn't gonna be able to quite move fast enough. King Jungles is here. No, he doesn't decide to go for the disruption. They're just gonna back off.
So I want to talk a little bit about Kingrd as he just died here. Put a spotlight on him, not to shame, but I want to talk about his item build. He's going for a Midas first here on the Earth Spirit, and if I'm not wrong, he went for a Midas first in last game as well. And I just feel like it's a little bit too greedy. You need to have impact early on the supports. Thinking back to the way we've seen Q, for instance, play on his supports, go for the Blink Dagger and then back into Midas. Like one active item first and then Midas feels so much better from a support.
Should we rename him Greedrd?
He's definitely greeding it up a bit here.
Definitely feels like we're seeing that from the supports. Although King Jungles typically, I'd say, is a little bit more, I wouldn't say poverty mode necessarily, but with not buying like those smokes earlier and whatnot, it feels like they have been pretty greedy. A little bit of a movement over here into the buy angle, and they are split up, but that could be very dangerous for the side of Vivo Keepstars because they will end up getting pinsed if they're not careful. We'll see Planet though. They'll go for the scythe, they even go for the Rolling Thunder. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication on that. Probably didn't need both of those, but jump over onto Wise Smile. Kingrd though is in an awkward position. The actually comes out over onto Nothing to Say. They've already lost Kingrd. Nothing to Say though, sitting quite low, forced to use that promise over onto Nothing to Say, keep him alive. Costa trying to figure out how do we do this? Do we want to go back in? Doing a lot of damage, but at the same time it's a bristle back. He doesn't care. Shiro starts wiggling around on these back lines, putting pressure onto King Jungles. Does still have that time lapse cooching around. They're gonna send back this Coddle. He's getting right back into the fight. Lincoln's gonna pop, they'll go right back again. Nothing to Say. This Blade Mail's doing a lot as they're trying to figure out the angle. We'll end up losing King Jungle. Shiro diving underneath the tower along with Nothing to Say FCR. There's the charge over onto Analog, but will not continue as now the roll away from Kingrd on the back lines. FCR still looking. Again, the charge onto Analog. They're trying to just get as much damage off as possible. The Storm Ammo, lots of cleave. Nothing to Say is isolated now. They'll get the kill, and they'll turn their attention now over to new FCR. He's just coated in quills, 10 of them. In fact, Do they go back in is the question. The war cry comes out from Costa. They're not looking to vacate just yet. What a fight, Waga. I don't even think it's over yet. Kingrd wandering right over there, gives a little kickoff to you. Not gonna get the rune's bottom and analog. He'll be able to get himself a regen.
Keatstar's doing a great job holding there and not losing too many things, doing a good job playing around the Necro, allowing for his heals over and over. At the same time, though, LGD with the chase there, we saw the potential of the Chakra Magic after Spirit Breaker charges in. He gets that charge very quickly again and just keeps going. And this is before he has his Octarine. Working towards that, it's going to be even scarier. But yeah, we can see how LGD, they don't have the biggest team fight spells to drop when the fight starts. They just have to sort of run in with the Spirit Breaker, run in with the Bristleback and hope that the fight happens, because they have no real lockdown. So all of Keepstars just walked away.
Yeah, that was definitely chaotic, but at the same time, very controlled chaos in the sense of, you know, they don't have the way to lock Keatstars down necessarily, so you can see, you know, they're waiting for their stuns, they're backing up, they're going back in. Very interesting kind of fight. And Shiro here is in the top. Don't think they really are looking for him, though. Looks like they're going to try to put some pressure, potentially. Oh, there is a courier over there. They're going to hold on, though.
Yeah, they're smoked. They want to go for something bigger. They're looking for a target that is going to pay off.
Such a long fight. Costa. Oh, it's Planet. Planet breaking the smoke again. Why you smile on the back lines? Nice positioning. And Analog needs to be careful. He might be a little bit too far away from the rest of his team. Look at those 12. Oh my god. He is just dead as Kingrd is left behind. Nothing to say. Bashing away. Get a big illuminate. They wanted Planet. They have to at least get this on the side of Keystars. And it does look like they'll manage to do it. But now FCR, these stacks, these close, everything just obliterating him. Kingrd diving back to the safety of his tower. LGD showing up in a big way in that fight.
Disrespecting the Aghanim Scepter and the Shard. Like I said, the Shard timing for Bristleback is when he gets really, really strong. You can get so many extra stacks, those 2 extra goose stacks quickly. Oh boy.
He was not expecting the Lincolns to be on you.
And again, disrespecting, getting too close. Even with the vision that people are nearby there. Just not really expecting to get killed by Bristleback like this, but he's taking over the area now. Gonna farm the enemy ancients too.
I mean, he's a big boy. They don't have the tools necessary to fight him. Takes a lot to get this Bristleback out of their area.
Yeah, when he's being protected this well by Oracle as well, you can see him kind of sticking to him like glue, just following him like, yep, I'm gonna make sure that you can dive to your heart's content. And now the move is coming. This is the Roche play with the Aghanims and the Shard. We've seen it time and time again here in the group stage before as well, how Bristle just enables this. His team is coming over with the Weaver bugs as well. We can see armor dropping really low on Roche.
Oh, yeah.
Down to minus 20, 21, 22.
There's just nothing that Keatstars can do about this.
And their Roche is at 0 armor.
I don't know how you kill this Bristleback at this time with what Vivo Keatstars has in their hands.
And right now, it's not even worth killing him. He has the Aegis as well, so they're really enabling him. They could have passed it to Weaver if they wanted there, but they don't want to take the risk of Bristle dying at all. He's died 0 times this game so far, and they can play around him entirely to take more objectives.
He's a full-on raid boss. There's just... Again, you don't want to focus on him, but he's going to be focused on you.
So going back to Keatstars and how they can turn this game around, they got the Shadowblade coming out for Sven. He has the Blink. I was talking about how he's going to need, you know, Blink, Silver, BKB. That's going to be the big items. So he's getting close, but he's not really fight ready yet. They probably have to let go of bottom.
But what about the timing, I guess, is my concern. Like, is it going to be in a fast enough manner that it's still going to have the impact that's needed?
Yeah, that's, you know, we'll see how much of the base is left. They're smoking over immediately, though, going before having all these items. As LGD are a bit split here.
This could be the most the best fight that they could take currently. Is there's very wide swing. Granted, they can have a Spirit Breaker there at any moment, Costa. Gonna go use that Shadow Blade. Oh, and there is Why You Smile on Planet. Look at this positioning from these supports. Costa's gonna walk right into them. Why You Smile. There it is. There's the guy that you want to go after. Positioning down to the low ground. The charge coming through. Analog kind of stuck in the corner. Gonna pop down. Why You Smile already using that false promise on himself. As you can see, they're rolling through. Planet stuck over on the side. It's just gonna continuously get hit. Nothing to say. Kind of in an awkward position. Shiro's joined into the fight. The chase is on after Nothing to Say, though. Kingrd and Analog looking to see if they can get their hands on them. But New, he's here. He's a big boy.
They're just running. They have to be happy with what they got. They got 2 important kills, didn't lose anyone, just try and get out now before the fight escalates into something else. And that was pretty much the dream fight for them.
Oh, Kingrd.
Oh, her spirit though stuck around.
He got his wisdom rune, but I don't think yeah, maybe a little too greedy.
And with the bugs as well, they're going for the Tormentor steal. Doesn't look like they have anything to say about it as well. As Sven's not ready. Gonna be a shard over on the Oracle as well. But yeah, that was pretty much the dream fight that they could ask for. Getting on top of the Oracle immediately. The SD got his ulti over on their Spirit Breaker, so they controlled him really well. You can't really have a better initiation for them. And still the fight looked pretty scrappy. Now going back for their own Tormentor. New wants to get even more shards for his team.
Oh yeah. One-man tormenting machine. That was the BKB used by New on that last fight. And again, they were able to walk away, which was the big thing.
Yeah, they have good disengage on the side of Keepstars.
Close the harpoon. Wolf just find himself planet. Just gets rid of him very quickly. Does need to be careful though, New, making his way over. He's got the Aegis and he's got himself an Oracle. I think Costa got a little baited here. This is not looking different. They've got the reins on top of that. And he is just dead.
How's a greedy play? He even had a ward.
Nothing to say. Teleporting in is going to jump on Analog. Does have the Weaver nearby too, so just going to end up losing the Pangolier.
And the charge keeps going?
No.
Thinks better of it. Spirit Breaker with the Gossamer cape as well. Extra fasts. Very good against Sven as well. See the timings now coming in for LGD all around here. They got the Death Zone Weaver, so not just survivability from the Lincolns. Now he actually has some damage as well. And the Spirit Breaker with the full BK or full Octarine and Blade Mill. Things are getting tough here for Keepstars.
I mean, he was already tough for Keepstars, let's be really honest, but definitely getting harder. A minute left on the Aegis, so you can see the aggression coming out from LGD. As Vivo Keepstars, they want to try to make a play. They want to try to push them out of their jungle. Costa coming back up here. Not going to have that God Strength for about 17 seconds, and Planet consistently seems to be the one that gets jumped on. But again, it's just a support.
They get him, but they lose top tower. At least they get something while the top tower falls. So they get a minor pick off there, but I don't think LGD are even flinching. They just keep farming. Nobody panic reacted. They didn't bleed 1-by-1 kills. So again, they need something more on Keepstars. They need to find a big fight, and it's going to be after the Aegis that they have maybe a window to fight around. Silver Edge. Oh, he didn't.
He went for the harpoon.
Silver Edge?
He went for the harpoon. I don't know how I feel about that. How do you feel about that, Waga?
Well,
Kingrd. FCR?
FCR might be in trouble. Even.
I mean, they're teleporting in. We'll see if there's the respect. It's a little bit of a roll from Kingrd. Yeah, they're just gonna back off. Aegis just getting reclaimed now. Rather play it safe than sorry, but they also have a gem on Bristle, so that's going to make it a lot scarier for the side of Keepstars to walk out of their base.
So to go back to Costabile's decision there, not going for Silver Edge, there's one thing to be said about it. BKB removes Silver Edge nowadays. It didn't used to, but it does. So maybe that's why the Bristle already having a BKB feels like he can't rely on the Silver Edge.
Shiro with the double damage, just slipping around the outsides. In jungles, they have a charge on them. They've got this vision, but while this is going on, they find the opening on the back end. Again, Planet, the first one to go down, and it's just totally separate. Why do you smile? Off to the side, Costa all by himself is getting knocked around by Nothing to Say, and Shiro, Kingrd will end up dying. Costa trying to buy himself a little bit of space, trying to have Analog come help him, but he's just a little bit too late. That's just gonna get used. Analog looking for the opening, but he's a big baddie, and it's just so hard to get him off of you. FCR going in with the side. Can they finish up Nothing to Say? No, they can't.
Nice save.
Thanks to the fact that they have this Oracle, and they'll end up losing Analog, and they'll end up losing FCR. It is a double kill for New.
Oh my god, why you smile? Always in such good positioning. How has he only died 2 times on Oracle in a game like this against those heroes? And he's always there. This is not the first time they get the Fate's Edict, but this Necro is crying, unable to get a good ulti off in the team fights. And also, what a DD rune to have. The Shiro DD Weaver there just going in, making that fight so easy for them, because he picked off the SD immediately, preventing him from stopping the Spirit Breaker.
And this Oracle, I feel like we've seen such, yeah, you can see the beginning of this fight here on FCR. So we watch the replay, and they make the jump onto this Oracle, right? You can see why you smile over here. And he's had to use his own ulti on himself, but it's worth it because he survives. And then they just, it feels like Vivo Keystars are like, well, we couldn't get him. All right, we got to jump on someone else right now.
Yeah, they didn't have the damage. Sven wasn't there to keep laying in through the Oracle ulti because he was being gone on at the same time. So very, very tough. Back in the game, we see a push towards this very tier 2 tower that they were fighting under. And no real defense for Keystars here.
I mean, what can they do? They don't have the means right now. They need to get some sort of a pick off potentially.
Yeah, we have more items coming in as well. Just sees the creeps disappear. Full BKB being purchased up by Weaver as well, so he has his own safety net now, and almost full assault cuirass on the Bristleback. Blink dagger on Coddle, so he's gonna be able to sit back a little bit more now or react to these ganks. They are closing in on some timings themselves on Keystars though. 200 gold for the blink for Pango. First Spirit got himself a Yule Scepter. Finally has an item after that Midas. Things are slipping fast right now. You can see the small area of the map that they're playing on. They need to get some of these D wards.
I can see Shiro over here, but unfortunately Shiro can see you. So King Jungles, you are absolutely toast, my friend.
Yeah, they don't really have a counterplay to Weaver running in like that. With Lincolns and BKB, it's tough for them to go on him.
Jump forward. Okay, they pop it immediately. There's the follow-up, though. As now Shiro. Okay, he's going to stay alive a little bit longer. Coaster's just ripped apart. There'll be multiple buybacks coming out from Keystars as Analog separated from the rest of his team. Get Kingrd. This is looking disastrous now for Keystars. They're trying to find the opening, trying to do something here after they buy back. Costa, he's here, but new. He's just so big, so scary with that BKB. Look at this man. How do you stop him? It is looking so hard for them to do it. They'll go and just try to hold in place the site. It's just not enough damage. They don't seem to have it. King Jungles will go down. 3 down on the side of Keystars. New, he's still alive. Still kicking. He's going to go walk right into the base. He's just ripping them apart. Oh my God. Somebody stop this man.
Nah, this game is over. Pack it up here. The Keystars, I mean, they're not gonna tap, but this is absolutely just forfeit at this point. LGD looking so good. New playing like a god, working on improving his already impressive KDA here. 13-0 in this game. I guess Infinity is a pretty good KDA.
Untouchable, that's for sure. My God. Also, like, shout out to these supports, right? The amount of times, like, the positioning coming out from this Oracle.
Yeah, they're doing a super good job on the side of LGD. Just, you know, if they get a pick off on the Coddle, it usually isn't really a good pick off. And when they jumped the Oracle, he just kept himself safe. Good reactions by his team as well. Full Agams now for Spirit Breakers. He sneaks in and buys it behind the enemy lines.
Kingrd needs to be careful. He's about to walk right into. They see him. They're hoping maybe we can get a kill on NothingToSay. He's a little bit separated from everyone else. Rolling Thunder coming through from Analog, and King Jungles is just dead. NothingToSay sitting a bit low here. Kingrd putting out all of his spells as possible. FCR, he wants to try to do something. Doesn't have the sight though. And there's the save again from the Oracle. All this rain keeping them alive. FCR is going to get chased down. Analog's dead. It is a full team wipe on Vivo Keystars, and the GGs get called. Man, if you're a China Dota fan, you're really, really happy right now.
He's fountain diving, but there's nobody there. Bristol is like, any more that I can kill? What a performance here by LGD. Both game 1 and game 2, I mean, particularly game 2, looking so clean. And Keystars, they were just fumbling pretty early on in this match. I feel like LGD completely had their number, even though they did a lane swap there to try